Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. But today, we explore the path of the Ronin. You sculpt your personality like wet clay to match the erratic expectations of whatever room you happen to enter. You carefully curate your facial expressions, mirror the opinions of complete strangers, and perform a hollow, exhausting dance just to purchase a temporary shred of conditional applause. You tell yourself that you are merely being adaptable, socially intelligent, or universally empathetic. This is a lethal, tragic lie. You are the validation addict, a modern social chameleon drifting through life with a state of permanent spiritual vacancy. The core paradox of your existence is devastating. In your relentless struggle to be noticed by everyone, you have systematically ensured that you cannot be seen by anyone. You have traded your sacred internal core for a handful of shallow praise, leaving you entirely hollowed out. The unresolved mystery of your systematic failure is not your deep-seated insecurity, but the terrifying curse of the phantom self. What happens to the actor when the theater burns down and the audience leaves you entirely alone in the dark? You will confront that dark truth at the very end of this path. In the hyper-rigid, honor-bound ecosystem of feudal Japan, losing your master was considered a social catastrophe. To be a masterless samurai, a Ronin, meant being aggressively cast out of the traditional clan structure. You were stripped of your rank, your stipends, and your social legitimacy. You became a complete nobody wandering the margins of a lawless world. The modern person, however, lives in a state of absolute terror at the prospect of standing outside the herd. You bend your principles daily, swallow your dignity, and remain silent when you should speak, simply because you lack the raw iron stomach required to endure a single judgmental glance. Your spirit has become completely parasitic, relying entirely on the variable breath of external approval to validate your existence. Consider Miyamoto Musashi, the ultimate masterless warrior who walked the blood-stained earth of the Sengoku period entirely alone. Musashi did not build his legendary double-blade style or his absolute self-mastery by checking the social temperature of the capital. He consciously rejected the comfortable prestige of clan employment, choosing instead the pristine, severe isolation of the wandering path. Step into a desolate mountain trail during a torrential autumn downpour. Feel the ice-cold rain slicing through coarse, frayed cotton robes. Smell the pungent, heavy scent of damp pine needles, rotting fallen leaves, and the cold metallic tang of unpolished steel blades. His leather sandals were routinely shredded by jagged rocks. His skin was hardened by frost and scarred by raw steel. Yet, when he stood across from a rival sword master on a misty beach or a mountain pass, Musashi never looked around for an audience to validate his stance. He did not fight for the empty cheers of the crowd or the hollow gold of a daimyo. He gripped his weapons and stepped directly into the space of execution for one solitary reason: to master his own internal chaos. In his final days, living inside the cold, dripping silence of the Reigando cave, he brushed the Dokkodo, the 21 laws of absolute self-reliance. He wrote a law with absolute medical precision. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Musashi understood that an identity built on the shifting opinions of others is an identity built on sand. True power is not an external trophy. It is an internal fortress. Your desperate craving for constant validation is an active, daily act of psychological suicide. Every single time you alter your voice, change your opinion, or swallow a core conviction to please a crowd, you murder a piece of your true identity. You have turned your mind into a crowded marketplace where complete strangers dictate your worth. You hide inside the approval of others because you are fundamentally terrified of the vast, quiet vacuum of your own authentic self. Your brain panics when left without external feedback, immediately triggering waves of phantom anxiety that force you to conform. To break this pathetic addiction to social applause, you must enforce the Ronin's absolute detachment. Step out of the fake theater of your social validation loops. Deliberately choose the isolation of your own unedited thoughts. Stand firm in your singular conviction and let the false approval of the world shatter against your unyielding boundaries. Kill the need. Stop. Lift your head. Do not look away to find a softer reality. Exactly 50% of this transmission is complete, and your highly distracted, insecure mind is already itching to escape this room, desperately searching for a notification, a comment, or an easy piece of digital applause to soothe your wounded ego. You are defensive because these cold, precise words are stripping away the clever intellectual alibis you use to mask your lack of self-respect. You hate this absolute stillness because it exposes your internal emptiness. Stand perfectly straight. Do not flee from the silence. If you click away now, you publicly confess that the crowd completely owns your soul. Confront the vacancy. The ultimate permanent cost of your validation addiction is the absolute erasure of your sovereign self. When you spend your entire life being a mirror for others, you eventually forget what your own face looks like. You live and die as an empty shell, a phantom character written by the whims of a fickle audience that will discard you without a single thought. The masterless Ronin did not ask the world for permission to survive the winter or walk the earth. They trusted the weight of their own blade, lived by their own unyielding standards, and found their purpose in the silent execution of their craft. True self-mastery is not achieved by collecting a mountain of conditional applause. It is forged when you willingly step into the pristine, unyielding isolation of your own absolute standards. Draw your boundary like an unsheathed blade. Cut away your parasitic dependency on the opinions of complete strangers and step out onto the solitary path of the sovereign warrior. Master the silence. Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. Which one are you? Comment below.